founded his church on the apostles giving the keys of the kingdom of heaven to Peter. The basis of faith of the apostles comes not from written books nor from epistles, since Jesus himself had been their teacher, and after the Lord ascended into heaven he promised the Paraclete to guide them. That's why when St. Paul reminded the believers to be firm in faith not only by means of the written but also by the unwritten holy habit of their beliefs is Christian called holy tradition. 2 Thessalonians 2:15. Therefore, brethren, stand fast, and hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by word, or our epistle. That's why truth can only be found in the church of the apostles, the saints to whom Jesus entrusted the authority. So, we pray to the saints not to worship them but to ask them their help with intercessory prayers, as they had been given authority to forgive sins in John 20:21, John 20:23. Whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them, and whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained. A quienes remediaris los pecados.
Hi guys, nandito na naman po tayo sa sementeryo upang maglinis at magpintura ng mga nitso ng ating mga mahal sa buhay para sa pagdiriwang ng All Souls Day at All Saints Day ngayong. At dahil nga po tayo ay magdiriwang ng All Saints Day, ay mahalaga po rin nating malaman ito ang tungkol po dito, at ito nga po ang aking ibabahagi sa inyo. Na ayon dito na ang simbahang Katoliko ay hindi lang nakabatay sa doktrina, kundi nakabatay rin sa banal na tradisyon ng kinagisnan sa mga apostol ng Panginoong Hesukristo, kanilang mga kahalili. At ito na nga po, what is the significance of All Saints Day? What is a saint? The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops defines saints as persons in heaven, officially canonized or not, who live heroically virtuous lives, offered their life for others, or were martyred for the faith, and who are worthy of imitation. Are canonized saints the only men and women commemorated on All Saints Day? If not, who is remembered on this day? When we pray the Apostles' Creed, we say, I believe in the communion of saints. The communion of saints is made up of men and women who have placed their hope in Jesus Christ, and through baptism are His adopted sons and daughters. The communion of saints includes the living and the deceased, whether they are with God in heaven or undergoing a process of purification. Before his death, Saint Dominic said, do not weep, for I shall be more useful to you after my death, and I shall help you then more effectively than during my life, in a very special way on the solemnity of All Saints. Not only can we pray to our favorite saints, but sisters whom we believe are already with God. What is the origin of All Saints Day? The feast that we know of today as All Saints Day originated in May 609, when Pope Boniface XIV dedicated the Pantheon in Rome to the Blessed Virgin Mary. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III changed the date to November 1, when he dedicated a chapel at the Vatican in honor of all the saints, and Pope Gregory XIV later extended this celebration of All Saints to the Universal Church. What tradition and practices are associated with All Saints Day? One great tradition and practice associated with the solemnity of All Saints is going to Mass. It is, after all, a holiday of obligation. Every time we go to Mass, we remember the saints in a special way in the Eucharist. Other traditions on this day include reading and learning about the saints, praying to the saints, especially one's confirmation saint, and asking for their intercession so that we too might become saints. When I was at Paris, I looked forward to school masses on All Saints, when students were dressed as saints for the day. Finally, there are some good and wholesome movies about saints. Some of my favorite classic movies are A Man for All Seasons, Beckett, and The Song of Bernadette. What is the difference between All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day? All Saints and All Souls comprise the 2-day celebration of the communion of saints, those who are with God in heaven and those who are on their way to heaven. On the solemnity of All Saints, November 1, the Church celebrates those Christians who achieved spiritual maturity. It is a day to venerate all the holy men and women who have been canonized by the Church. A day later, on the commemoration of all the faithful departed, All Souls Day, the Church remembers and prays for the faithful departed, our brothers and sisters who have died marked with the sign of faith. Particularly, we pray for all the souls in purgatory. What are some of the scriptures or prayers associated with All Saints Day? Is one passage particularly meaningful to you? The Gospel for the Solemnity of All Saints comes from the Sermon on the Mount, especially the Beatitudes, which religious education teaches are the basic attitudes of Christ. This passage is quite fitting for all saints because all the saints experience joy in the midst of sorrow or suffering. Jesus says in the Beatitudes that those who are poor in mourning or who are persecuted are blessed. When we do our best to live out the Beatitudes, we contribute to building up the kingdom of God here on earth. All saints, we pray in a special way to the saints that they continue to help and guide us along our path of life. How does the invocation of all the saints assist the faithful in becoming the saints that God has called them to be? One of my favorite quotations from Saint Teresa of Calcutta is that holiness is not the luxury of a few people, but a simple duty for you and me. We are all called to become saints, and we can accomplish that by striving to follow God's commands and being united with Him in love. To be holy, to be a saint, means allowing God to live His life in us, as Mother Teresa taught. How is All Saints' Day observed at the Basilica? All Saints' Day is observed at the Basilica with masses being celebrated throughout the day. The 12 to 10 p.m. Mass will be celebrated. On the solemnity of All Saints, November 1, the Church celebrates those Christians who achieve spiritual maturity. It is a day to venerate all the holy men and women who has been canonized by the Church. All Saints' Day. In Western Christianity, it is still celebrated on 1 November by the Roman Catholic Church, as well as many Protestant churches. As the date November 1, Western Christianity, Sunday after Pentecost, Eastern Christianity, also called All Hallows Day, Hallow Mass, Feast of All Saints, Feast of All Hallows, liturgical color white Western Christianity. All Saints' Day observed by Catholic Church, Eastern Orthodox Church, Lutheran Churches, Anglican, etc. Is All Saints' Day a pagan holiday? Contrary to some people believe, All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day did not evolve from paganism, but some parts of pagan practices were included by other cultures, while others naturally became part of All Saints and All Souls celebrations. So guys, malinaw po na depende naman po sa isang lugar, isang bansa at mga lugar na kung paano nila paniniwalaan. Nasa sa atin naman po yan kung iisipin natin paganismo, haluan natin ng mga hindi naaayon sa ating pananampalatayang Kristiyano o Katoliko. Ngunit para sa ating pong mga Katoliko, malinaw po sa atin ang tradisyon ng ating mga ninuno mula sa ating mga apostol ni Kristo na ipinamana sa atin ang pananampalatayang ito na ayon sa banal na Biblia at sa banal na tradisyon na ating sinunod mula pa nung una hanggang sa ngayon. So hindi natin susundin yung mga sinusunod ng mga pagano, yung mga pamahiin at iba pang mga hindi na ayon sa ating pananampalatayang Katoliko-Kristiyano. At siyempre nasa sa atin naman yung kung ating susundin ang mga mali, doon po tayo sa tama at tayo magtanong po sa nakakaalam na mga may alam sa relihiyon. Wag po tayong magtanong sa mga kontra sa Katoliko, dahil kapag ang tinanong natin ay kontra Katoliko o hindi Katoliko, natural ang ituturo sa atin ay laban din at kontra paninira. So doon tayo sa mga dapat na tanungin natin, mga otorisado sa simbahan. At sa akin po magtanong kayo, at kapag may oras tiyak na kayo ay aking papaliwanagan batay sa aking natutunan at kaalaman at kakayahan.
Wow!
At ito naman po ay ayon sa FB page o group na may pangalang Googleplex to the Power o Katolikong Pinoy. Ito ay may titulong Secularizing Catholic Holidays, at ito ay pagtatanggol ng pananampalatayang Katoliko laban sa mga herehiya o mga mapanirang doktrina ng ibang mga bagong sulpot na sekta. At binabanggit dito ang All Saints Day, November 1, Christmas Day, December 25. At sabi dito, sa aming mga Katoliko, ang November 1 ay ang aming selebrasyon ng araw ng mga santo. Ang mga santo ng banal na simbahan, ang mga pinakadakilang taong namuhay sa mundo. Ang mga santo ay mga bayani ng kaharian ng Diyos, ang banal na simbahan o Holy Church. Sa katunayan, ginaya lamang ng araw ng mga bayani ang araw ng mga santo. Silang mga santo ang pinakadakila, mas mahusay at mas mataas pa sila sa mga nakakuha ng Nobel Prize, Medal of Honor, Olympic Gold Medals, o mga nadeklarang mga bayani ng mga bansa. Lahat ng mga santo naman ay likha lamang ng Diyos. Sila ang masterpiece o obra maestra ng Creator. Kung walang mga santo, ang mga makakuha ng Nobel Prize, Gold Medals o Medal of Honor ay hindi mag-i-exist, dahil ang mundo ay magiging sakop lang ng totalitarianismo. Ibig sabihin wala nang katotohanan. Orwellian dystopia. Ang katotohanan ay tinatawag na kasinungalingan, at ang kasinungalingan ay tatawaging katotohanan. Umabot lang tayo sa mas matiwasay na mundo kung saan nagkakaroon ng mga imperfect awards gaya ng Nobel Prize, dahil ginawang mas mabuti ang mundo natin ng mga holy saints. Ang sainthood ay espesyal kapag ikaw ay nadeklarang santo gaya ng ating San Pedro Calungsod. Kung dati lamang siyang simpleng milyonaryo, mas mataas pa siya ngayon kay Pope Francis na isang pope lang. Bakit may mga nadeklarang santo sa simbahan? Noong panahon ng mga unang henerasyon ng mga Kristiyano, ang mga relics ng mga martyrs ay kinukulikta ng mga Kristiyano. Napakarami noon ang pinapatay, torture dahil sa kanilang pananampalataya. Silang mga banal ay pinahahalagahan at itinataas, dinadakila ng mga Kristiyano. Kasama ang kanilang relics, sila ay nagdarasal upang magabayan sila ng Panginoon sa kanilang misyon na gawing mabuti ang mundo, sapagkat ang bawat Kristiyano ay silang mga liwanag ng kadiliman. Ngunit kung saan at sino-sino na lang ay tinatawag ang mga namatay na kaanak na santo. May mga ilan dito ang hindi naman karapat-dapat tawaging santo, kaya nagdesisyon ang pamunuan ng simbahan na ang mga santo ay idideklara lamang. Una sa lahat, walang pumipigil sa sino man ang maging santo. Wala. Katulad ng isang bayani, napakarami ng di kilala, working silently na bayani ng bayang Pilipinas, mga guro na matyagang aakyatin ang kabundukan, maturuan lamang ang mga bata na nagdanais matutong magbasa at magsulat, mga masikap tumulong sa mga hinaapi, mga abogado na imbis na nagpayaman, mga mahihirap ang pinaglilingkuran. Di kilala ang pangalan, ngunit kasing bayani lamang nila sina Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, Melchor Aquino, Jose Abad Santos, Jose Palianis Escuda, Vicente Lim, Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., Jovito Salonga at Marciano Chuck Anastasio Jr. May mga declared bayanis, ngunit walang pumipigil sa iyong maging tahimik na bayani rin. Hindi ang paglibing sa libingan ng mga bayani ang basihan na ang namatay na tao ay isang bayani. Kung napakahalagang tao ng mga santo, bakit pilit tinatabunan ang November 1 bilang isang araw ng katatakutan imbes na araw ng mga banal? Sinasabi nila na Celtic ang origins ng Halloween, dinala sa United States, at anuman ang dumapo sa United States ay dumadapo sa buong free world.
I have other things to share you about this topic on what is Halloween, All Saints Day, All Souls Day. But our time is limited and space will not suffice for this moment. Still, please watch for my other videos I want to share to you next time. Please don't forget to always view, subscribe, click the bell button, like, comment and share. Thank you for your time and support. God bless.
Please watch and view also other videos of philosophy, political science, economics,